everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. The last couple of years for my comms ILD, I've planned like a little game that also has a prize. So I've thought a lot about what to get as a little gift for someone who wears or is interested in Lolita fashion without actually buying them a piece that would go in a coordinate or like a blouse or a main piece, something like that. So I wanted to put this list together for Lolitas who might be planning like something like I mentioned, a prize, or maybe even like a secret Santa, a gift to someone you don't know super well. But I think this list can also just work super well for you as a Lolita to send to someone who might be looking to buy you something that isn't crazy expensive and isn't crazy specific. So I really did try and keep this list quite general and not specific to a single substyle. Of course, as it goes with giving gifts, everything is subject to change depending on the person you're giving it to, so really consider their tastes or try and keep it as general as possible if you don't actually know who's going to receive it or what their style is. I first wanted to start with something that is a bit more obvious or maybe a bit more stereotypical. Generally speaking, a lot of Lolitas like going to high tea, so my first suggestion would be a bit of an at-home tea time kit. You can buy them a cute mug. I mean, you can find nice secondhand mugs in a lot of thrift stores, you know, like a cute ceramic mug with a plate, and then buy them their favorite tea or drink of choice like coffee or whatever non-caffeinated beverage they might drink, as well as some favorite snacks, a pastry, and you can throw anything else that you think will appeal to their tastes in this. You could throw in like a little fancy spoon, you could throw in some napkins, really just a small kit. I like gifts that are sort of activity based almost, so making tea is almost a little activity that when this person does or puts together, they'll think of you. I also just think it's a pretty easy general appeal gift in terms of Lolitas. At the end of the day, if you find a nice cup or mug that's like very aesthetically appealing to their style, I think most Lolitas would probably appreciate that. The next one is, of course, a bit biased to something I like, and that is a blind box or Sylvanian family or a small like almost mascot or character type gift, right? Like one of these small little knickknacks that are just cute and kind of meant to go on your desk and not really too much else. The reason I suggest a blind box first is because there's so many different styles and it doesn't even really have to appeal to someone's style in Lolita. If they just like dark colors or gothic themes or more retro themes or whatever, you can really find anything when it comes to blind boxes. It's not like a huge gift either, so I think it's something to give to someone pretty casually or add to a bigger gift. And given that with a blind box, you don't really know what you're going to get, I think it can be a bit fun. And even if you don't know this person super well, you can have a bit of back and forth over the gift and which one they got. If you know them better, of course, that's why I also suggested something like a Sylvanian family or a tiny plush or something like that. I got this little Sylvanian set and I have like the two little babies that come with it, the seals, and I put them in a little keychain holder and carry them around with me. So I think it would be fun to give someone a gift like that where it might be something that they want to bring to match with their coordinates. I feel like a lot of people bring their Sylvanians to like take a picture with their coordinate or like take a picture with the food they're eating. And it could be really cute to give someone something like this that they'll be able to like include in their aesthetic and style and just daily life. My next suggestion would be art prints, and this I do think you have to know someone's style pretty well to get, because if they're gonna be like hanging it up at home or if it's gonna like be art that they like, you have to know quite well what aesthetic they like. If you only know that they're into like gothic, classic, or sweet Lolita, I would recommend finding a artist who draws Lolita fashion specifically and buying whatever print like appeals most to that substyle as far as you can tell. Not to plug my own channel, but I do have a video where I talk about my whole art collection, and just in the description there's a ton of artists, so it can make it really easy to find artists if you want to check there. Similarly, you can also commission an artist if you know that they like the artist, or if you just think that the art looks nice and they draw Lolita fashion. Most Lolita artists honestly offer quite inexpensive commissions for the quality that you get and the level of detail. Pretty much all the commissions I've gotten have ranged under 100 Canadian dollars, and that's really inexpensive for commissions. So I would really recommend checking out the artists in our community who are open for commissions. And if you're an artist, just you can also draw something for someone as a gift too. Personally, I love receiving art as a gift, and it's really nice to give it. I don't think it actually matters what your skill level is. The fact that you might sit down and draw for someone is a really kind gesture, and I think most Lolitas who love and appreciate art through fashion will also appreciate being given a drawing. If you want to give a gift that could be a bit useful, my suggestion would be a Lolita Care Kit. What I thought you could include in this is a small sewing kit. You know, they wear a lot of dark colors. Buy some thread in like black, brown, reds, whatever matches their wardrobe. Same thing for pastels, right? Maybe like a couple tied to goes. Personally, those things are my saviors. Some color catchers, maybe laundry bags if they need them. Little things that can help them maintain their Lolita wardrobe. This idea is more specific to like a kind of casual gift. You know, the kind of circumstance where it would be like for a prize or just a like I'm thinking of you gift. But I think it can be nice to show that you really understand and appreciate the care that someone has for Lolita fashion if it means a lot to them. If I received this, I think I would feel like my friend or whoever really understands how much I love this fashion, and it would touch me that they want to help me like maintain it and want to help me with my wardrobe and really understand me in that way. Similar to this, if you've heard them talking about organization and stuff, if you find like cute boxes, jewelry stands, things to hang their necklaces on, things to organize their drawers with, that can also be helpful because a lot of Lolitas do struggle with organization and keeping all of their stuff neat. So buying something for a Lolita that shows that you've been listening and that you want to help them with their wardrobe, I think is a nice way to show you care. Again, for a gift idea that's a bit more of an activity, an embroidery kit. A lot of Lolitas like to pick up or try hobbies that are associated with like craft or more feminine hobbies, stereotypically like embroidery or things like baking and stuff like that, just because Lolita itself is an embracing of femininity. Embroidery is featured in a lot of different like brand releases and kamikaze girls, that kind of thing, right? So an embroidery kit, I think, shows that you understand the Lolita aesthetic and also provides them with like a bit of something to do or something to try, or maybe they're already into embroidery. This could also be really fun for like a prize or a Secret Santa because you can buy those kits that have like a stencil already included and not just like the thread and stuff. I think this can have really universal appeal because if you just get a kit that has like flowers or bows or something and buy pretty neutral colors, I think you could really have a gift that can appeal to a lot of people and go pretty far for whoever receives it. And the last one, I think, is for people who are a bit more familiar with Lolita fashion and whoever they're buying for, but that would be brand novelty items. I say brand because they're generally the easiest to find. Western indie brands and Taobao brands outside of the major Japanese brands do release novelty items, but they don't really have the same like resale value or market, so they aren't really easily findable. If you are somewhat familiar with buying secondhand stuff online, you can shop on Lace Market, which is, if you're a Lolita, you know this, but the major platform for Western secondhand Lolita, or you can browse Japanese secondhand websites quite easily like Mercari and Rakuten and Yahoo Auctions, and I think you can probably also browse Shanyu if it's accessible to you. Brand novelty items really range anywhere from like super cheap to really, really expensive. Anything from a keychain, a necklace, to stationery and bowls and plates and weird candles that AP has released. There's also calendars, things like that. Basically, if you know the brands that the person you're buying for likes, you can probably find a brand novelty item and buy it for them. Now, of course, like I said, brand novelty items can be quite expensive, so this might not work if you're trying to avoid breaking a budget, but I think generally speaking, any like average Lolita brand whore is going to be happy to get something with their favorite brand's name slapped on top of it. I know I'd be happy to get an AP bowl for Christmas, okay? That's all for this video. I'm keeping it short and sweet. I would love to know your suggestions for gifts for the Lolita in your life in the comments below. I think generally speaking, if you don't have the person's specific wish list in your hands, it's better to probably avoid buying a super specific piece of clothing for a Lolita. Most of us are quite picky and have an exact wish list of what we want. So if you're interested in buying a Lolita, like a main piece, a blouse, socks, something like that, check their wardrobe if you can, or ask them for their wish list. That would be my recommendation. But yeah, I said short and sweet, so let me wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in the next one, but until then, have a wonderful day and bye-bye.